How much can one question answer? Not much at all, filmmaker Anne-Marie Fleming replies in a 2019 documentary, Question Period, which depicts a group of Syrian refugee women who have immigrated to Canada. Fleming hauntingly constructs the story of these women and the questions that they have about any and everything. In the making of this narrative, she weaves her own filmmaking style, using cinematographic techniques, depth of field, colour, and shot size, with evocative content, all the while incorporating elements of both poetic and expositional documentary. By interlacing these three ingredients, she effectively makes the film that she envisioned, an emotive and personal tale told through the words and questions of the women who have lived it. Stories of discrimination and hardship are not new topics for Fleming to explore, as her previous works, I Was a Child of Holocaust Survivors and The Magical Life of Long Tack Sam, incorporate and deal with these issues. Though animated, the underlying meaning and messages that are present in these films are present in her latest. Question Period deals with Muslim immigrant women who have questions about their new life in Canada. These central protagonists deliver their questions voyeuristically, each question rolling into the next. What is home to you? Why is it so different? Over a close-up of both burqa construction and a woman's face. Each question begs a response, and yet is never answered, but only by another question, embodying the never-ending trials that these women face. This is all told through Word of God dialogue, a feature of the expositional documentary mode. The final scene depicts a Muslim woman standing proud on a city street, giving an ending to the emotional message at the heart of the film. As she walks away from camera, it symbolizes her acceptance, following along with the visual motif of constructing a burqa repeated throughout the film's runtime. Fleming's style dictates a heavy use of close-ups, like on the opening shot of a woman's eyelids, which engages the audience emotionally because it magnetizes the audience into the world of the scene, as close-ups are used to emphasize facial expression. This is indicative of two elements of Michael Reynolds' modalities of documentary filmmaking. In theorizing documentary, Reynolds states that to persuade and to express are fundamental tendencies of documentary, achieved by Fleming using close-ups to frame the entire story. Shallow depth of field is also used to create an emotional response by isolating the subject, focusing the audience on the protagonist's emotions. This is seen in the final shot of the film, where a woman is smiling, something unseen before in the film. Therefore, by using shallow depth of field, it intensifies the emotions reinforced by the camera. Monochromatic colour palettes are found throughout Fleming's filmography, most notably in I Was a Child of Holocaust Survivors. The film alternates black and white with colour scenes to reflect the complicated notions of the film that the film explores. This colour manipulation is evident throughout Question Period, as colour builds throughout to a full colour final shot, representing the emotional journeys of these women, because in monochromatic design, even the smallest fleck of contrasting colour will capture the viewer's attention, helping engage the audience emotionally. Throughout its content and style, Question Period is a film that falls into two of Nichols' documentary modes, poetic and expositional. Expositional is characterized by disembodied or abstract ideas and the addressing of the audience directly. The film opens with the sounds of a woman praying and a courtroom giving the perspective of being a fly on the wall. This simulates an impartial view of the real world because documentary has the capacity to establish a direct relationship with reality, which encourages a more emotive viewing experience. Close-ups make the audience feel as if they are being directly addressed, and coupled with voice of God dialogue, Fleming creates an abstract presentation of discrimination. Expositional documentaries, however, by nature, are away from the action. Therefore, to keep the audience emotionally engaged, Fleming subverts expectations by incorporating the poetic mode. In the poetic mode, sound is used for expressive purposes, like in the questions posed to the audience, evoking personal answers from viewers, making them actively engage in the content. Furthermore, poetic documentaries place a greater emphasis on mood and tone, seen by Fleming playing with the film's colour palette. By doing so, she bestows on the audience an emotional understanding for the absence of colour encourages viewers' investment. This engagement is representative of the poetic documentary mode, which draws on the historical world for their raw material, but transforms it in distinctive ways. The use of expressive and non-literal imagery to create a collage of meaning further supports this, for, as Nichols states in Introduction to Documentary, this stress on fragmentation remains a prominent feature of many poetic documentaries. In Question Period, Fleming constructs an emotive and personal tale by weaving her own filmmaking style and cinematographic techniques with the evocative content and elements of both poetic and expositional documentary modes. It is with this combination that Question Period is a film that elicits emotional responses from audiences because it embodies the soul of these women and what they have fought for. It, much like the women present, cannot be defined by one category, but rather made special because of its combination of its individual parts. Thank you.